The most magnetic, unforgettable connection you've ever felt toward another person was likely the result of a calculated biological hack. While we prefer to view attraction as a mysterious, organic force, the human brain actually operates on outdated biological hardware, prone to specific, unpatched glitches. These vulnerabilities allow a manipulator to bypass your logical defenses, using psychological exploits to artificially manufacture a sense of obsession. We are mapping the mechanics of this matrix so you can identify these tactics in real time and maintain control over your own mind. The first exploit targets a flaw in memory storage known as the serial position effect. It works because the human brain is remarkably selective about what it chooses to encode. As this timeline of a standard day shows, the brain effectively erases the middle of an experience. It prioritizes the absolute beginning and the absolute end, leaving the center as a blur of low-fidelity static. In a competitive job interview, survival depends on occupying those two markers. You must be the very first candidate the board meets or the absolute last, ensuring your performance isn't lost in the midday memory wipe. This strategy involves over-engineering the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of a date or social encounter. By front-loading the excitement and ending with a distinct gesture, the forgettable middle portion of the night is discarded by the brain's filing system. While every other person someone meets today fades into a gray memory, you remain crystal clear because your behavior was mapped directly to their biology. The second exploit moves into the physical domain, relying on the brain's inability to accurately identify the source of its own emotions, a flaw called the misattribution of arousal. During a high-stress event, the body undergoes a specific physiological response. The heart rate spikes, the palms start sweating, and adrenaline floods the bloodstream. Taking someone on a high-stakes, thrilling date, like a ride on a steep roller coaster or a horror movie, intentionally triggers this state of biological panic. The brain struggles to separate the terror of the environment from the person standing nearby. It misinterprets the physical rush of adrenaline as intense romantic passion directed toward you. This manufactured chemistry is a byproduct of biological confusion, forcing a bond that wouldn't exist in a calm, stable environment. The most dangerous exploit targets long-term attachment through a dopamine loop, built on a mechanism known as a variable reward schedule. The science behind this traced back to B.F. Skinner's 1950 Harvard study on behavioral conditioning. Skinner's rats initially received a predictable food reward every time they pressed a lever. They treated the food as a utility, only engaging with it when they were actually hungry. Everything changed when the reward became unpredictable. When pressing the lever only worked occasionally, the rats began pressing it obsessively, ignoring their basic needs to chase the next hit. This neurological instability is the same mechanism that makes a casino slot machine addictive. In human relationships, this is the hot and cold dynamic. A person provides intense affection and validation, then suddenly withdraws it without explanation, leaving your brain to panic-seek the missing dopamine. This panic-seeking behavior is a neurological response to scarcity. It reduces the victim to the state of a lab rat, obsessively chasing a lever for an unpredictable breadcrumb of attention. The effectiveness of these 3 biological hacks depends on them remaining invisible to your conscious mind. Once you recognize engineered memory markers, adrenaline-fueled dates, and dopamine loops, the effect is neutralized. You can separate genuine connection from calculated triggers. If this look into the mechanics of manipulation helped you today, subscribe to keep upgrading your mind. Drop a like and tell me below, have you ever experienced a hot and cold dopamine loop? Stay sharp, and I will see you in the next one.